In a small town not too far away is a place called Trumpington Stands. In this town there is a brook, and at the top of the bank of the brook lies a mill. This was home to the miller. The miller was how you say a manly man. He could fish, play the flute, as well as wrestle and shoot. He was a large man with a rounded head that was bald. No man would touch him, since he would make you pay for it. His worst characteristic was that he was a thief. He stole all he could, especially corn and meal. He would call him the arrogant Simpkin. Now Simpkin had a wife who was very like this, who was very gentle and was raised in a nunnery. How someone this nice ever ended up with a man like this, I'll never know. He showed her off like a pie who was just won first place at a fair. If any man were to talk about her, about anything other than a dance, they would have to face Simpkins' wrath. He also had a 22-year-old daughter. She was the definition of a babe. She was also the heir to the estate and chattels, but it depended on the right mate. The miller stole from the Solar Hall so much that the warden ordered two poor clerks to go and get it back. John and Alan, you are to go to the miller's home and take back what is rightfully ours. Don't mess this up.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
The two gather their things and go off on their journey. They soon come upon the miller's home.
Good morning, Simon. How are the wife and daughter doing? They are fine. Welcome, Alan and John. How are you? What brings you here?
Simon, we're here because of our dumb warden. He told Alan and I to come to see the grains and whatnot. Hopefully we don't have to go on these visits. They are pointless, but we wish to be on our way and wanted to know if you could hurry up so we could leave.
I'll try my best. What are you guys going to do while I'm finishing up?
Well, I wanted to watch how the process is done. I've never seen it done, and I want to just see how the corn goes in.
Well, I guess I'll stay and watch too. I've never seen it happen either. I'm just as bad at miller as you are, John. Also, I don't like being alone.
The miller caught onto the two's plan and made a plan for himself.
Those two think they're clever watching me, making sure I won't steal for them. Little do they know that while they're watching, I'll slowly trade their flour for some bran. I usually distract them long enough to swap it.
The miller looked everywhere for some kind of distraction. Then it hit him. The horses. He unhooked the horses and set them free. He came back and told no one what he did. He just continued to grind up the corn with the two clerks were playing. Once he was done, John went out back and realized the horses were gone.
Oh my God, Alan! Our horses are gone! Get your butt out and get out here! We just need to find them.
They left to find the horses in a hurry, leaving the flour and corn.
What? Which way did they go?
I found the horses. They're all the way down at the fen. You two should have tied better knots so you wouldn't lose the horses. With God on our side, they will not escape us. It's just bad luck. But Alan, you are a fool.
John, how can you tie such bad knots?
How could you be so stupid that you didn't bother to put them in the barn?
Enough. Let's just go get the horses.
The two buffoons began to run and roll toward the marshes. The miller realized they were gone and put his plan into motion. He took half a bushel of their flour and told his wife to make bread.
Those stupid clerks, they thought they can outsmart me. Woman, go make some bread with their flour.
Yes, sir.
Horsey, horsey.
Horsey!
Hey, come back.
Come back! Come back!
They chased the horses around until they got the horse cornered in a ditch. When they got back to the barn, they realized what had happened.
Oh no, the corn is stolen. Everyone will call us fools. The warden and everyone in the hall, and especially the miller.
John went toward the mill to find the miller sitting by a fire. The miller felt bad for the boys and gave them a shelter and supper.
Even though my house is small, you may stay the night.
Thank you for giving us a place to stay. But if you give us some food and some drink, we will repay you.
Now, daughter, go fetch us some ale, bread, and roasted goose. After that, go tie up the horses. After all this, make them mend their beds in your room.
They ate supper and talked. They drank strong ale all evening long. Around midnight, they grew tired and went to bed. Alan and John were thinking of ways to get back at the miller.
I can't believe this happened to us, John. What shall we do?
What can we do, Alan?
Oh, I know exactly what to do.
Alan climbs into the daughter's bed and starts to get groovy with her. Meanwhile, John is crying because he does not believe in this revenge.
How can you do this? The miller is going to kill us.
That is if he can only catch us.
Meanwhile, the wife woke up to go pee outside. While she was doing what she was thinking and had a sudden urge. She found her way into John's bed and started groping his body. She then went to his bed. They also just got freaky, and the next morning when John and Alan were prepared to leave, the daughter had to say something.
I have hidden your bushel in that I helped steal. I hope you forgive me. It's in the barn.
The miller woke up. He confronted Alan and John about their nights.
How can you embarrass my daughter's name by doing this to her? You two are done.
Miller begins to wail on John and Alan, so he slips on a rock and falls on his wife who just entered the room. I have a broken heart. I never meant to do this to you, and I am dead. She goes around the room to find a staff to do her husband good. Her intentions were good, but she confronted with Miller. She got confused with Miller's white bald head and John's nightcap. She strikes the Miller in the head and knocks him unconscious. Alan and John then beat the Miller until he can do no more harm. The two packed up their bags and grabbed their bread and headed back. They took his wife and daughter so the cheater can finally be cheated upon.
The end. Okay.